Hey, there we go. Thank you. Thank you. That's the payoff that I wanted for this shot. What's going on, movers and groovers? Welcome to Emeroy TV, the place to move, groove, and grow. And today is another K-pop reaction video. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If it's your first time here, welcome. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, millionth time here, welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying all the content, all the reaction videos, and other content that I'm sharing aside from that as well, because you know I do kind of share other stuff as well, and stuff that I'm equally as passionate about. But nonetheless, I appreciate you being here. If it's your first time here and you don't know who I am, and you're wondering like, what are the credentials of this random person who's not TikTok famous or Instagram famous? Meh. I've been dancing for over 20 years, choreographing, directing, and teaching for over 15. I've been dancing since I was a kid. Started my competitive dance journey in the early 2000s. Co-founded a competitive hip-hop crew called Family Business back in 2004. Toured with a professional hip-hop theater company called Antics. Worked with organizations such as Culture Shock, Mixed Elements, and Moving On Up Productions. And I currently direct a hip-hop entertainment company called Temper Tantrum. Make sure you check out their channel because they also do reaction videos like this, but with the cast and also other dance stuff. And while I'm in the process of, you know, doing quick plugs, make sure you guys check out my social media company's channel as well. And again, if it's your first time here and you're wondering why these reaction videos are so long, it's a three-part process. Part one is essentially my first impression to the choreography, the performance, and the song. A lot of the stuff I'm reacting to, I've never seen it. I may have heard it because my girlfriend's listening to a lot of this music all the time, but it's my first time, you know, actually watching it. So I'm sharing my impressions with my first impressions with the choreography, formations, you know, performance and rehearsal, everything. And essentially I'm just calling the action as it goes, very much like a sports commentator if you guys watch sports. I'm just calling the action as it goes. So part two is where we get to slow everything down and kind of get to analyze every sweet frame from, you know, the choreography, the execution, the formations, everything. And, you know, and I get to share with you guys insights while I'm analyzing this that I hope, you know, give you some information, some useful information for those of you guys who are aspiring dancers. Or even if you guys aren't aspiring dancers, I hope you guys are learning something from it. And, you know, in the process, I'm sharing with you guys things that I love, things that I think they're absolutely friggin' brilliant, and things that I know that they worked on for the upcoming rehearsal, because that leads up to part three, watching a performance video, watching a performance on stage, or even watching a music video. It depends on what doesn't get me in trouble on YouTube. This is essentially where I get to see everything, you know, come full circle, because I don't know what the label, the choreographers, the artists, I don't know what any of their intention is. I'm taking everything as it is. So when they do certain things that confuse me, it's because I don't know what their intention is. If they do certain things at a weird angle that confuse me, anything that confuses me or that I'm wondering and pondering, I don't know what their intention is. So this is part three part three is essentially where I get a lot of those questions answered. This is also where I get to see their performance mode on, seeing it with the wardrobe, with the lights, the stage. I think every segment kind of builds on each other. So things that you know I missed in part one are answered in part two. Things I'm wondering in part two are answered in part three. So everything really kind of works together. So that's it. A little bit about me, a little bit about the whole process. Now let's get to the video. I feel like this is a cold open. I love it. I love it. You can see it in her face. She's about to. What? That was cool. That was cool. Even though she you know, blooper at the end. Nice ripple getting into that. I'm guessing that the camera is going to be right there where she's climbing through or crawling through. My back. Nice. Okay. I love the dance ASMR that I'm hearing. I can hear the feet like slamming on the floor. Ooh, that was nice. Ooh, subtle and powerful right there, dude. I'm really curious to see how that's gonna look on camera. Nice. This is a really nice dynamic and interesting formation. Okay, walking with the chair with grace. Nice. I love how it's like it's the same movement but different directions. Again, it adds a whole lot to the dynamic. Great dynamics. Like a lot of it is like very subtle, but like still like reads so well. Love this moment. Great shapes. When it's like when they're really out, like this moment, like that part's pretty sick. I probably fucked it up. Still. This is really clean movements. That was a fun transition. Wow. Interesting transition into this formation. Damn. Yo, that's clever as fuck, dude. This feels very like jazz funk in a sense. Again, I have no experience in jazz funk for those of you guys watching on YouTube, but yeah. Oh, I love that movement. I love the contrast. Nice, with the hands like right behind her. This part is sick. That is some crazy leg control, man. Back, strength, core strength, and then coordination as well, because it's like it feels weird trying to do that at the same time. So this was great. First impressions, really great dynamics for that one part right here. Right there. I'm really curious to see how that translates on camera. It really looks cool on the wide, but I feel like it's gonna be super dramatic with an appropriate camera placement. I don't know how exactly. I mean, maybe an over the head shot, maybe like behind them. I'm really curious how it's gonna look. This is an interesting formation because it's like a group versus one, and they're all facing the different direction. So it's really different in the sense where it's like most routines are always facing the front. So I like the change up there. And I like that there's like a distinct parts of like the kind of like, I guess, let me see if I'm right here. Almost like a guy section. No, not really. No, it's not really. I thought there was like a full on like guy section, but I was mistaken. But yeah, texture changes. I guess we'll go more into when I analyze it, but the texture changes were sick because it goes from like very extended shapes to very subtle grooves. So which is cool. Some of the technical parts here are pretty like wild, like this part right there. Not technical, but like coordination for your body. So let's go into the analysis because I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head, and that's not gonna work out. So I'm really thinking that this is going to be something from a camera here, and then a cut to right here. I love that little bounce court like movement right there, and then they change it up right there. I love that. That's what I'm talking about in terms of the different texture changes. So bounce, bounce, then they change it here. that. Oh, that part is so sick because it goes from like, again, very powerful big movements, then subtle, 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 ooh, then goes back into the very dynamic big shapes. That little twist right here is sick. Right here, boom, it goes from this shape right here, and this is where I think like the baggy clothes can sometimes take it away, but like the fitted clothing makes it even more like, because just notice from this dude and her, boom, like that is a cool like change of shape, and it's very subtle and it's not sudden, so like, that is fucking cool. Nice little just moment to ride the beat. Okay, then formation change, kind of walking into it. So that's what I talk about. Like when I love it when I see dancers, like in the previous videos, when I see them dance into their formations. This one's more of a walking. But I feel like this might be a moment for the video. But this is cool. Nice dynamic interaction between her. Clever use of the travel as the dancers go off stage to kind of hide this coming off. And I love how that she's still actively dancing, because some people, I know some people that would do this, but that would just fucking walk off like they're not in character. This part is cool. Like this part, all doing the same motions but just different directions. That's a nice way to just vary up your choreography. Just make it into a different direction. That's it. I seriously thought that she was gonna go to a full-on split and just go like, alright, ha! Then walking into their formations. Nice again, but the dynamics are nice though. Again, just a simple like heel pivot right there. So like right there, I'm just looking at the dancer's feet. Nice shoes, by the way. So before the raise, their part, this part right here, boom, as she's rising up, very subtle, but you can still see the movement. Just look up at their heads. You can see like a nice little arch, like going down and up. All the actions happening on their feet. This is one of the things I call like strong and subtle. It doesn't do much, but you can still see the movement. Big movements and then subtle again. I like how it changed up on that she's on the ground now. God, that part is so cool. Oh, what is that? That is a nice movement right there. The mouth movement. The mouth movement. Mouth. Nice little like hit. Then oh, that's definitely not the type of move that hurts my neck that I'm comfortable with. Just flips it around and then boom. That's cool. But boom, boom, boom. Nice dynamic of her controlling everything. This is a really interesting like formation. Oh no, I messed up. Sorry. Right here. Going from like a huge group right here. That one diagonal just, well, this side of the diagonal is now coming down here. They're hiding while they're setting up to do their own thing. They could probably get to take a nap for a little bit because it's a whole thing. They're probably like 4 counts. So it's like, okay, take a nap before she does her thing. So this is interesting dynamic. This is cool. Look at that. Like, okay, while she's doing her, this is gonna be pretty cool. Like in a lower front shot where it's eye line with her, but it's still cool with this wide. And for those who do much full work like this is essentially like an ab workout because they're twisting their body side to side, controlling their legs. And I love the movement that's complementing as she's like kind of like slamming into the ground, like pounding the ground. boom, boom, boom. And it's simple too. It's like abba, abba, boom. They're just switching their legs. But then again, it's like the legs are the biggest part of the largest muscle group in the body. So having that kind of control, it hurts if you don't have strong core or good control with your legs. And like and then they don't know, like, because they're lying down looking up. So knowing their angles right here, like how far you're supposed to go, like, again, they're looking up. The dancers better know where their fucking placements are. Because they can't be like, are they in the fucking right angle? Shit. So this is like, I guess, where muscle memory kind of comes into play. So it's simple because it's also big movements, but it's also the big movements that kind of, like, especially like this, can be pretty complex. And then a fun little like electrocution move. Da-da-da-da. I love that. Boom. Let's go. Strong legs. Strong hips club too. I definitely could not do that. God, I love that moment. This choreography. It feels groovy and hits at the same time. Ba, ba, ba. Da, 3, 4, 5, da. That movement really makes me feel like it's, I don't know if you know this one group, like Mischief Makers or Fanny Pack from ABDC. This choreography really reminds me of either Beau Fournier? Sorry, Beau, if I'm messing up your last name, or Matt Cady. It really reminds me of their choreography. Yeah, it really reminds me of Beau's choreography. When do those hands come up? I noticed that later. Oh shit, they're like sneaking in the back right there. Like, all right, let's fucking hide, get into your formation. Oh, sick. Boom. That's where they come out. And then they float up, showing off the tails. I'm really curious how that's going to translate on camera. Nice little sweep. Great control of the legs. That is hard as fuck. Respect. And she's still holding that like performance face. So that was cool. All right. So let me get my dance sheet now that we finished analyzing it. Musicality, I think, I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. Dynamics are great. I said that a lot. Levels were great. Textures were great. I'm just saying everything is great. Everything is fucking fantastic. The textures, it's going from like super like not hard hitting, but it's like nice placements. It felt very jazz funk. But then they go from like hit very big dynamic moments into like very chill, just ride the beat moments, which is so nice in my opinion to the eye, because it's like the way I see the choreography is like it's a roller coaster of emotions, and it's all, but with the eyes, it's like a roller coaster of energies. It's like you can go like all hard hitting the whole time, or you can give moment, which is great because it's fine if you can execute that well. But it just the variety gives more balance in appreciating the different types. If you go hard, give a moment of like something chill and soft. And that way, when you go back to the hard hitting, it's like, oh wow, that feels different again. It's almost like cleansing the palate between the movements. The use of the floor was great. Transitions, I think, was like they just walked into a lot of it, but you know, it wasn't needed. I don't think it was needed at all. Nice use of the floor. Complexity and the difficulty. I think I would say it's because this is where it gets harder when I'm watching these videos, because I watch like multiple throughout the day. I'm thinking of like complexity in relation to the previous videos I just watched, but the complexity as if I'm watching it for the first time, definitely up there, because this is like, because it's more of being able to control your movements through the texture changes, because a lot of dancers, especially young dancers who are first coming out, aspiring to like push their, I guess, quote unquote dance career, some dancers are either too soft or they're like overkill. You have to find a nice medium to be able to control your movements, going from like all of a sudden crazy like hard hitting into like chill. So this is like, in terms of the texture changes, is what makes the choreography complex and difficult. Uniformity was clean. I'd say it's like, if I were to give it a rating, it'd be like 9.5 out of 10. Okay, because you know things are never going to be 100% clean. Okay, musicality. I didn't see and really notice anything that was like crazy, like what I just watched previously with Temin or Shiny, or like where they had crazy moments of just writing the beat. It felt I don't want to say that. It felt it didn't feel needed to go crazy beat writing, because I think if anything, it would have taken away from the atmosphere and the essence of the choreography. So I don't think it needed to be crazy with the musicality. If anything, it was appropriate for what it was needed. So execution was, it felt good. It felt nice and extended, nice, fun, big shapes, which made it for super entertaining to watch. Then and also switching it in, going from very external shapes to very internal shapes into the grooves. So yeah, that's it. Let's head on to the Studio Chum video. Alright, so that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with friends who you think might enjoy it. And if you guys want early access and whatnot to anything I'm sharing, even some of the exclusive content that I'm going to be filming, make sure you check out the Patreon. And aside from that, even check out some of the, if you want some free content, make sure to check out the content beyond these on my channel. There's tutorials, there's podcast interviews from experienced dancers. Those of you who are aspiring dancers, or someone who is aspiring to be a working dancer, I think those interviews would really benefit you. There's also my social media's YouTube channel, my dance company's YouTube channel, 4 podcasts that I'm in. Everything is in the links down below. But other than that, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.